Hello everyone. We're going to be going over a very quick assignment overview for Module 6's lab. So this is going to be your first lab working with routers. Once again, you'll need to build the route, or I mean build the topology in GNS. As the instructions say, you can label the subnets if you want. I prefer you do it, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. But anyway, so basically you'll just be going through the configurations. Do note that I provide a command guide for this lab. It's the fifth lab. Um, so setting up IP addresses and enabling router interfaces, I have those commands right here. Also setting the static routes, which we'll discuss in a minute. And finally, some new show commands like show IP route and show IP interface brief. Those show commands will be very helpful for this lab. So the first question you'll have here is, after configuring the router interfaces, is explaining how the routing table is populating each router. I give little hints here by connected route, and I also provide the interfaces or the commands to do so. That's a little hint for that. Basically, connected interfaces, as you may recall from my lecture, Master T lecture, are created when you assign an IP address and then assign IP addresses to adjacent interfaces and then enable them. So that's a little hint for that. Ping tests. Now there is a now in this lab you're going to have to explain how traffic was forwarded through a network. So like how a packet went from PC1 to IE1. So we'll explain why or why not that worked. I have a Master TA lecture in Module 6. Please make sure to watch that. It's very important for this lab here because it shows you how to answer these questions. I would like some detail, and it provides all the steps that occur when two devices communicate with one another. Also, if you don't want to watch the lecture, pages 369 to 371 contain great information to help you understand how traffic is forwarded through a network. That's how you can go through these questions. Now, you'll later need to configure static routes. This can be kind of confusing for a lot of students, so I'll show you how to do that. Not through the terminal, but I'm basically going to give you the little command here. So basically, in your command guide, you'll see that static routes are created from conft and then IP route. So basically, what you need to do is take the destination subnet ID, that destination subnet ID is mask, and then the IP address of the next hop port, or the source router's exit interface. Now let me explain what that means. So this is a really basic command to configure. So basically, from R1, say we're configuring R1, and we want to make a static route to this subnet right here on R2. So we type in the subnet ID, which is 192.168.2.0, put that subnet mask, which is here, and then we can either use this port, which leads to this router, or this IP address that is on the router that leads directly to the subnet. So that's how you configure that route. Also for here, for router 2, we want to route to 192.168.1.0 interface. From router 2, we would type IP route 192.168.1.1, then we put the subnet mask, and then finally we could either type 192.168.0.1, or we can just use the interface in R2 that leads to the next hop router, which is S0/0. So after that, basically, you'll be doing some ping tests and just list the source and destination IP addresses. That's actually pretty easy. Then finally, you'll be doing more ping tests, and you'll basically be re-answering the questions you had here. If they're the same, you can basically list them the same if it saves you time. But if something new happens, like a ping test actually works, please list the steps that occurred. And then finally, please remember your reflection. And that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. If you need any help with this lab, please let me know. My office hours are on Fridays, but if you need help before then, you can always email me, and I'm happy to give you Zoom appointments then. Thank you very much, and have a good day.